everyone, welcome back to Cuckoo for Books. My name is Salva and today I'm going to be doing the Zodiac book tag. This book tag was created by Kerri the Book Bell and I'm going to leave a link down below to her channel. Please subscribe to her, she is amazing. She's one of the nicest people on BookTube. First things first, let's get this out of the way. My Zodiac sign is a Leo, thus the Lion King sweatshirt and thus the sun earrings. I thought might as well rep my Zodiac, which is why I'm dressed in a sweatshirt that keeps sliding up my tum-tum because I bought it when I was in high school and it doesn't fit anymore. And that's why we're only filming from the neck up, you guys. I have not done a book tag for probably over 2 years, no joke. So I'm really excited to do this. I loved the questions in this tag. They're not the stereotypical qualities of each Zodiac because Kerri is this amazing astrology goddess who knows her ish. She delved into other characteristics of the Zodiac signs that aren't as common. I set a rule for myself for this tag and I'm going to try not to repeat any books for any of the questions. That being said, I have 2 books here that are Tamora Pierce novels but different series, so I think that's still kind of playing fair. The first question is Aries. Aries is the warrior of the Zodiac. Name your favorite strong female character. Okay, right off the bat we're gonna do this just to get this out of the way. I'm going to go with Allie from Tamora Pierce's Trickster's Choice duet. Allie is this rebel who doesn't care a fig that she is born noble. She marches to the beat of her own drum, but one day while marching to the beat of her own drum, she gets captured and sold into slavery in another country. She helps stage an uprising and eventually a revolution in said country. Just like imagine that, you get sold into slavery into another country and she's like, I think I'll help the countrymen stage a revolution. I mean, that sounds pretty strong to me. The next question is Taurus. Taurus is known for loving the finer things in life. What food or drink from a book would you like to try? I'm not sure if this totally counts, but I really wanted to try Greek wine when I read about it in Nobody's Princess by Esther Freisner. This is a retelling of a young Helen of Troy, and while Helen of Troy in the legends usually plays off as passive and a damsel in distress, this one gives her a more in control of her destiny spin on her story. So this book I read when I was 13 maybe. I first read about how they offer this nectar and wine to the gods carried in this vase or vase if you're feeling fancy, and they call them amphorae or amphora, and I really dig that word. The way they describe the nectar of the gods just sounds so freaking good. The next Zodiac sign is Gemini. Geminis value interpersonal communication. Name your favorite character friendship. I'm going to try to keep it a little relevant and a little hip and in with the times with this one, and I'm going to mention Ben and Dylan's friendship from What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I love their friendship because they're there for each other. I love how close they are to each other's families, how they don't care about each other's sexual preferences. Dylan doesn't care his best friend is gay and just makes jokes about it, but in like an appropriate way, like appropriate joking. Ben again knows his best friend is kind of a serial monogamist, but still loves him, and they give advice when it's necessary, but they don't encroach into each other's personal relationships and lives. Same time, they're there for each other when they need them, and I freaking love their friendship. Next Zodiac sign is Cancer. Cancers are the most emotional of the signs. What book have you wanted to throw or have you thrown across the room? This I can answer with absolute certainty. I have thrown this book across the room in high school, and it is Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins, the second book in the Hunger Games trilogy. Just mute it for as long as I have this book up in my hands if you guys haven't read this book and don't want to get spoiled. But if you've read this book, you guys know about how Katniss gets sent back into the arena for the Quarter Quell, and when that happened I was like, what? I didn't see it coming at all, and it was such a good plot twist, but at the same time, how could she do that to her character? This is the only book in my life that I've ever thrown. Next up is Leo, which is my own Zodiac sign, and it is Leos have a great desire for popularity. Name a character you want more people to love. I'm gonna go with probably a character that I know everyone mostly hates, but I personally love. It is Edelyn from The Heir, from the Selection series by Kira Cass. She gets a lot of flack for being spoiled and selfish, but come on guys, I mean, she was born a princess. She was raised to be head of a country. Every wish she had was granted. He might be a little spoiled and it might be just a tad too much about her, but I think that she had great development, and towards the end of her series she was definitely a lot less spoiled and definitely took on the mantle of being a royal and being responsible for others. Next Zodiac is Virgo. Virgo always wants things to be logical. What book confused the heck out of you? This is where you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm going to include 3 entries, and these are the top 3 books that I just did not get. I will start with the Scorpion Rules by Geez, who wrote this? By Aaron Bow. As you can see, I lost the dust jacket somewhere along the way and I just didn't have the heart to care anymore. And this is someone who takes care of her books pretty dang well. Man, what is this book even about? It has something to do with like royals being sent to go to this farm and that's where they grow up and people are gonna attack them. And is there an alien invasion? I might be wrong. What I remember about this was the storytelling was really off. The writing was really difficult to get into. It was definitely a book that I was just like, why is everyone raving about this? Am I just stupid and it's not getting through to me? But I just didn't see the allure behind it. The setting was probably the most boring setting I have ever seen in my whole entire life as a reader. I also wanted to give a special shout out. This book I understood perfectly and it is Blood Red Road and the Dustland series by Moira Young. I just wanted to point this out and highlight this. It's written very confusingly. The heroine Saba is, I guess, what you'd call like a hick or someone who didn't exactly grow up in civilized society. So the whole book is written with wrong grammar, with her own vernacular, and it's really, really tough to get into and hard to follow. I loved the first book, despite having difficulty following how it was written. The second book I kind of on board with, but I eventually did not get around to reading the last book, which really disappointed me because I thought it had a really great premise. The last confusing book would be Sapphique by Catherine Fisher. This book is the sequel to Incarceron, which was a confusing book to start off with, but in a good way. It's like confusing, but you could follow it along. It's about this jail where not only criminals have been imprisoned, but also their descendants. So once you're jailed, that's it. Your descendants will be jailed, your descendants' descendants will be jailed, and this is the follow-up to the first novel. And at the end, I was like, so did this person die? What happened? Did they get free? What were they saved? It was a huge tangle and it was a huge mess. It was such a shame because the first book I think is one of my favorite examples of dystopian fiction, and this one just really went off the rails. Next up is Libra. Libra is all about right and wrong. What decision by a book character do you wish you could undo? Maybe not claw someone's eyes out, maybe not leave the person, maybe cool down, get your head together before you fling accusations everywhere, Selena. You know what you did. And the road that it led you on led you far, far away from my favorite person. Next up is Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign associated with death, which I did not know. What character would you kill if you could? I would have to go with Julian from the Delirium series. I thought his inclusion in the series was completely unnecessary. All it did was give us a love triangle. I was Team Alex from the beginning. In fact, if I could kill the rest of the books in the Delirium series, I would, because I thought this was a great standalone. The ending was open-ended and I like the message it delivered versus this whole Julian subplot, which I did not get at all. He's probably my least favorite character in YA, and it's one of the reasons why I wasn't bummed when they canceled the Delirium TV show, because he would have been such a big part of it. So I was just like, good. Bye. Next up is Sagittarius. Sagittarius loves freedom and travel. Name a location from a book you'd love to visit. And Kerri specified that it cannot be Hogwarts. I'm going to go with the world of Cinder from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Mayer. I freaking love it. I love the technology. I love how it's sort of in the future, but still enough that it seems familiar. I love how Manila, my hometown, is mentioned in this series as being a part of the Third Republic, and that means I actually have a part and I am represented in this series, and that feels pretty cool. I love the culture. I love just the hint of magic, but kind of explained by science. And also I love all the characters in this series, and I would go meet them all if I could. Next up is Capricorn. Capricorns are wise beyond their years. What mentor or teacher from a book do you wish you could learn from? I am gonna be really shallow here and say I would like Numair Selmalin from Tamora Pierce's The Immortals Quartet to teach me, because he's fine as fuck. He's the strongest mage in the world. He's tall, he's dark, he's handsome, super kind, he's got a big heart, he's knowledgeable, and oh my gosh, he is my #1 literary crush. I grew so attached to him. I freaking love him. The way he's written is making me want to reread the series now. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick my mentor or teacher because he's wise or, you know, kindly old man. I'm choosing him because he's hot. Second to the last zodiac is Aquarius. Aquariuses are known for their rebellion. If you had to, what revolution from a book would you join? That's easy. I would obviously join Dumbledore's army from Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. It's a school revolution. It's a nice, you know, not gonna get you killed, because I would look at Hunger Games. No, that's gonna get me killed. Divergent, no, that's gonna get me killed. Throne of Glass, Red Queen. I mean, I could die and all of that. But not if I'm holed up in the room of requirement just practicing spells. I live! I tried my best to start my own Dumbledore's army back in high school, aka whenever a teacher showed up that I didn't like or that I disagreed with, I tried my best to like Harry Umbridge the ish out of that situation. I was a pretty proper conservative student, but after Harry Potter 5 came out, I was like, I'm gonna start talking back to teachers like Harry talks back to Umbridge. It never was successful. The last zodiac is Pisces. Pisces never stop dreaming. What book series did or do you wish would never end? I am going to go with Meg Cabot's The Mediator series just because I feel like the series has such an episodic feel to it. It could be turned into a TV show. It's one of those mystery of the week books, and I feel like she could just keep going, like spitting out mystery after mystery after mystery. She already did us a big solid by coming out with this book almost 10 years after her initial series, but this takes place way into the future, so it's the characters not as teens but as adults. I really would love to see more of their life as adults and see them, you know, kick more ghost butt. A lot of my dream book to movie adaptations or book to TV adaptations are fantasy based. If I had to pick a contemporary one, it would probably be Meg Cabot. If this turns into a TV series, I would just cry from happiness. It's been so long since I've waited for a TV adaptation. Like, you can't cast my initial fan cast anymore because they're too old. Make this a TV series. Come on, Netflix. And that about does it for the Zodiac book tag. I am going to tag a bunch of people. I'm going to tag Annie the Booktuber, my Bookworms PH family, so that's JM, Ina, Hazel, Miel, Bianca from BookTube. I want to tag Rachel Marie, Floor Flawless, Court the Reader, Allie from Miss Lynn Reads, Lori Dawson. I want to tag Louise. I want to tag Kate, and I want to tag Sophie from Sophisticate Me. If I didn't mention your name, dude, feel free to do this tag. That's how I do half my tags. I'm not tagged, I just lurk and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do your tag even though you didn't tag me, so dude, go ahead. That's it for the Zodiac book tag. You can follow me on my other bookish adventures on Twitter and Instagram, both at Cuckoo for Books. Please subscribe and I will see you guys very soon. Bye guys, and now my batteries are dying. So bye guys, for reals.